Alright, so in the last video, a lot of you shared how disappointed you were about the update getting delayed. And honestly, I don't blame you. We were all expecting something big to drop on May 30th or 31st. People had been waiting, planning their runs, talking in the Discord about possible new content. And then suddenly we're told the update is being pushed back to June 6th or 7th. That's almost a full extra week depending on where you live. It's not a huge delay, but yeah, it definitely felt frustrating at first. But here's the thing. I genuinely believe this delay might end up being for the better. Like, yeah, I get that waiting sucks, especially when you've been hyped for weeks, but it also gives the devs more time to polish the update, and trust me, from what's been confirmed so far, this update is going to be huge. Not just a small patch or hotfix, but something that could very well go down as one of the most content-packed updates in Dead Rail's history. We already know it's confirmed to have new POIs, a mini-boss, new buildings, and this is big. There's talk that the devs might actually revert the melee system. That alone is a massive deal considering how much pushback there was from the community on the new melee mechanics. So yeah, based on all that, I think your expectations will absolutely be met, and maybe even surpassed. And I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere. If you hop into the official Dead Rails Discord and ask one of the question helpers, they'll tell you the same thing. These aren't rumors or made-up leaks. This is stuff that's been acknowledged, discussed, and in some cases, straight up confirmed. So in today's video, I want to take a deep dive into what might be coming in this next update. Not just what's confirmed, but what could realistically make it into the game based on what's been trending in the official suggestions tab. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that some of the concepts we've talked about before, like the train types and even parts of the melee rework, actually started as community suggestions. That's what makes this so exciting. These ideas aren't just wishful thinking, they're real possibilities. But before we dive in, I just want to say a quick thank you. If you're new here or you've been watching for a while, seriously, thank you for supporting the channel. Every comment, every time you watch till the end, it helps me out more than you know. And it also helps push these ideas into the spotlight. So if you enjoy this video and want more like it, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's keep growing this community together. Alright, let's get into it. So let's start with what's already confirmed. New POIs are coming, and if you don't know what that means, POIs, or points of interest, are basically special locations in the world that offer loot, lore, or unique events. These could be abandoned towns, new enemy-infested buildings, hidden vaults, or even something like secret labs with storyline content. We also know that new buildings are being added. That's 100% confirmed. Which is great because, let's be honest, after enough playthroughs, you've pretty much seen every structure the game currently has. It's time for some new scenery. But what I'm most excited about is the mini-boss that's coming. It might not be another Nikola Tesla tier fight, but something on the level of the werewolf, or maybe even a bit tougher. And if the devs are looking for inspiration, there's been tons of great suggestions already. Maybe it's the Dracula concept I talked about in a previous video. Or maybe we finally get something completely new, like a giant mutated outlaw, a cryptid, or a crazy lab experiment gone wrong. If you've got ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what kind of boss you want to see. Now let's talk suggestions. First one on the list is the experimental lab. This concept is just awesome. It's a new structure that's supposedly the origin point of the zombie virus. You enter the lab, and your mission is to collect the blood of 10 zombies using bottles that are already provided inside. Once you've got all 10, you place them into a device, pull a lever, and start a 10-minute countdown while the antivirus is being prepared. But here's where it gets tense. During that countdown, a new faction shows up. Government officials from Sterling. They're armed with shotguns and rifles, and their one goal is to stop the antivirus from being created. If they manage to shoot the machine 15 times, the whole thing gets destroyed, and you fail the challenge. But if you manage to hold them off for all 10 minutes and survive a final wave, you get a powerful reward. The completed antivirus, plus up to 30 bonds if you bring it with you to Mexico. Imagine that being added to the game. It's more than just loot or a boss, it's a mission. It would make the world feel more alive, more reactive, and way more intense. Next up, New classes and train types. There's a proposed scavenger class or maybe vulture class. Starts with a shovel and has a passive ability that lets you loot items from corpses, like stealing armor or weapons directly off fallen enemies. The higher the item's rarity, the lower the chance of success. It's balanced, it's flavorful, and it fits the vibe of Dead Rails perfectly. There's also a lumberjack class that uses dual tomahawks, which ties into another idea. A new throwing mechanic where you can toss weapons like tomahawks by fully charging an attack and dropping your weapon. It'd add a whole new layer to melee combat. And train-wise, we've got ideas like the Vault Train, made of metal and great for storing valuables, or the Alchemist Train, which comes with potion supplies and synergy for classes like the Milkman. There's even a proposed horse carriage that holds 6 players, pulled by 4 horses, found in places like abandoned ranches, and fully weldable like your train. It adds slower, more grounded travel and gives the game a little more of that old-school Western feel. For enemies, people are suggesting vultures that swoop in and steal corpses off your train. There's Bigfoot as a mini-boss, or a mega zombie that's like a bulked-up werewolf with its own design and moveset. We've also seen cool ideas like the abandoned prison, a new structure crawling with prisoner zombies, and maybe even a mini-boss sheriff who roams the halls with a minigun. That's something I'd love to see as a mid or late game challenge. And last but not least, train customization. A full custom train where you can swap out parts like wheels, windows, the roof. It would let players build something that feels uniquely their own. Oh, and before we end the video, there's one more suggestion I really want to bring up. It's gotten over 700 upvotes already, probably even more by now. And it's easily one of the most popular ideas floating around. It's about the ban system rework. So recently, bans in Dead Rails shifted from being permanent to temporary for some players, which sounds great, except for one issue. Players who were banned before the change? They're still stuck with permabans, and that's what this suggestion is calling out. If the system changed, shouldn't everyone get treated under the new rules? It also pushes for an appeal system, at least for cases where people have video proof. A lot of people got banned during weird moments, like the Fool's Gold event, and never got a chance to explain what happened. Most folks don't record every second of their gameplay, especially on lower-end devices, so not having proof doesn't always mean someone's faking it. Now, obviously, real exploiters should still be banned, but for people who were banned unfairly or because of bugs, it seems only fair to offer them a second chance. And yeah, anti-cheat systems? They're never perfect. That's true in any game. So this suggestion is basically asking the devs to think about fairness, and let mods have both ban and unban powers. Give players a chance to explain themselves. If you think this is a step in the right direction, check out the post in the official Discord, give it a star, and keep the conversation going. The more support it gets, the more likely it is the devs will notice. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.